Bryce Shoemaker is going to take the victory, 128 laps without a pit stop.
Donnie Kite's going to get through it all and score his first career win. Saturday Night Racing League and throwback at Charlotte goes to Josh Adams. It comes down to 4 drivers left here for the season finale, where Dylan Bates, Jesse Whittington, Garrett Kinder, and Cody Bame are going to square off for this championship. It's been a long season, but here tonight for the Apex Cup finale, live from Homestead, Miami. Live on V-Speed, it's Apex Sim Racing Cup Series action in the panhandle of the country. Actually, the southern part of Florida, as we get to square off 4 drivers. It's a long season. The points we talked about, the same drivers that were at the cutoff mark, finishing out the round of 8, have made it in. They've locked themselves in. And I gotta say, Dylan Bates and Jesse Whittington putting on one heck of a show there at the end of it. But it was Garrett Kinder that got that victory just last week at Las Vegas. Now we move on to this final race. It's going to be a close battle. We have a lot of drivers to talk to, a lot of things going on, and, you know, just kind of getting the idea, the understanding of how important this race is with 120 laps, pit road speed limit at 50 miles per hour, 3 tire sets available, stage a lap 30. That's also going to be a factor for these top 4, wherever they can make the placement. I'll have to get official word on how that works out. We'll look here at Homestead as we bring it up on the screen. It opened November 5th, 1995. It was a lot flatter of a racetrack back in the day. A couple different reconfigurations, especially there in 2003, where they raised the banking and made it progressive, a little bit more similar to what we see at Chicagoland or Atlanta, where it's steeply banked there on the entry of the corner, and then as you exit, progressively comes down. Makes for a little bit more of a multi-groove racetrack compared to what we saw when it first opened. 18 to 20 degrees. 3 degrees on the backstretch in Homestead, Florida, where we'll be here tonight. Not though, we're going to try to pull up some of these drivers that are in the broadcast, in the race here tonight. And the first driver that I think we're going to bring up, I think we're going to pull Garrett Kinder up here. Garrett Kinder, it's Bradley Cooper in the V-Speed booth. Do you got a copy? Garrett Kinder, have you stepped away? Well, it looks like Garrett Kinder has stepped away here, so we're going to try another driver in the broadcast booth. Poman Motorsports driver Garrett Kinder. We'll move on to another driver as we get set to grid here. We might not have an opportunity to talk for very long here, but we're going to pull Dylan Bates up into the broadcast booth. Dylan Bates, it's Bradley Cooper in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
No, I got you.
All right, Dylan. So we tried to pull up Garrett. We're trying to pull all these drivers up here and get a word with you real quick, because I know that this race, it's all the marbles in the bag right here. You have the opportunity to become the season champion What's it going to take here at Homestead?
Well, probably should have taken a little better qualifying effort there, but just trying to ask a little too much of it running the top around this place isn't always the easiest thing. So I'm not too worried about it. It's a long race, and just be patient and save tires. Don't push too hard, too late, or too early, like I did last week. And I think that's what it's going to take. Just whoever has the best tires at the end of the race for the shootout.
11th position starting here. It's got a little bit of ground to make up, but nonetheless, you come in here kind of the favorite. You've had the lead in the points pretty much since this playoff format started, and you've been up front. You've been in the top 3 for every single one of these playoff races. So how does that feel, knowing confidence-wise? How do you feel coming into this?
I feel pretty confident. I think as long as we stay out of trouble here early, we'll find ourselves in the top 5 before the stage break for sure. We'll be just fine.
Alrighty, well, Velocity Motorsports is looking to add a new champion, and we appreciate your time. Good luck out there tonight.
Thank you.
Dylan Bates in the number 91, and we were trying to get some guys up here, get this thing started off right. I'm sure we'll talk to some more of them as we go through this event, but it's time to go trackside and get that grid up on the screen. First thing we got to start with is that Peg Leg Pole Award. This guy came to drive here tonight. It's going to be Garrett Kinder starting in the top position. Congratulations to him in the number 13. Top spot goes to the number 13. And he is an Apex playoff driver. Rest of the grid coming up on your screen now. Kinder with a 32.427. Daniel Pope almost a full 10th off of him here. He'll start just outside of row number 1. Row number 2 belongs to Jesse Whittington, another one of our final 4, with Dana Shepard in the 44 starting in 4th spot. 5th goes to Cody Bame, a 3rd of those drivers. In that final 4 with Michael Nash starting in 6th position. Elliott Carlson and Aaron Adcock starting in row number 4. Rounding out your top 10, it's Noah Carmen with a 33.110, Ray Rogers rounding out your top 10. Dylan Bates saying he pushed it too hard in qualifying. He is the favored driver on top of the points coming into tonight. Josh Oswald will start in the 12th position. Then it's back to Brandon Wallace and Daniel Holcroft for 13th. And it looks like my scoring screen a little bit confused here. Chuck Stevens and Chuck Feltz starting in 16th and 17th. And I think we had a driver here that was gridded for 14th. Not entirely sure what happened to that. In fact, the feed not working. There we go. We're good to go. For the final week, season finale of the Apex Sim Racing Cup Series, live from Homestead. Here we go. Green flag is out. 120 laps here tonight. Leading lap number 1, Daniel Pope takes over the top position, and Jesse Whittington from the outside, he'll take over the 2nd spot. Cody Bame moves by Garrett Kinder, who started on the pole here tonight. A little bit of defense being played by the 13 to the bottom of the racetrack. Just behind Elliott Carlson, there was some offset 3 wide. The 14 of Noah Carmen backs up his corner exit. And it's Ray Rogers going by on the bottom. Ray Rogers eliminated there last week. Ryobi 51. Trying to dice it up a little bit here in the top 10. Started in 10th, now up to 7th. Car just brushed the wall there. That was Whittington in the 94. Garrett Kinder falls back in line here in the 4th position, trying the low line here through 1 and 2, getting a good entry down to the bottom. Is that going to work, though? Cody Bame gains a little bit of position on Jesse Whittington. And everybody but Dylan Bates, who started back in 11 for the top 4 in points, says, oh, wow, a little bit tight. Contact off of 4, and we're 3 wide with 3 out of the 4 for the championship. Bates also in this picture as well. A little brush with the wall there on the entry at 3 and 4 for Jesse Whittington. Brushes that outside safer barrier. It's going to allow Dylan Bates to the inside. We're going to crown a champion here. Lap 30 could dictate it. These guys all on top of one another, though, and if they all finish, 2nd through 4th, it could come down to the last lap. Whittington back on offense, trying the high line here with Bates to the inside. Side by side for second as well, as you find the 78 of Babe defending Garrett Kinder. Daniel Pope has pulled away over half a second from this group. The top 4 in points, top 5 on the racetrack, 2nd through 5th. A little bit of a jump scare there for everybody viewing as Cody Bame ran it back to the outside. Kinder trying to get around him in 1 and 2. Had the advantage there on the entry, just could not slide up in front of him. And they almost run out of racetrack here. Kinder going to try the bottom again through 1 and 2. Bates will follow through. Dana Shepard back here with Michael Nash. They're side by side from the 6th position. Nash down low. 27 to the door out of the exit of turn 2. On board now with Michael Nash. And you'll see that bottom line start to prevail at certain parts of this race. And most likely as the sun starts to set, you can see through 1 and 2, a little bit more shadow is casted over that part of the racetrack. Through 3 and 4, it's just not possible right now to pass on the bottom. You'll see that groove start to wear in a little bit more as the race progresses. We do have a change for position, though. Dylan Bates got around Jesse Whittington with the crossover here from the 94 as they go into turns 1 and 2. Nash still working on that 6th position, just behind him. Still side by side here for the third or fourth position. Whittington not able to get back around Bates. Bates will hold on to it. Way up high the racetrack for the 94. He's going to get a really good run off here. And Nash still not able to get around Dana Shepard. A lot of driver cameras out here on the racetrack tonight. The first one we're going to join in with is this 94. It's right on board here with Jesse Whittington. To the outside, he's going to take it 3 wide. Oh, Kinder sideways. And it looks like Garrett Kinder maybe with a connection issue here. Backs out of the session. He went sideways. We got to take that back in a replay. We got to take this back about 30 seconds to where that 13 car was. And the caution is down on lap 16. He got loose from Arrow and then just leaves the session. I'm not really sure what that was all about. Let's back us up one more time on board with the 91 of Dylan Bates. I don't think he touched him here. I don't think there was any contact. Again, this is halfway through the stage. Let's look at it from another angle. I don't think there's contact here. Oh, just a chip maybe on that right rear, but the 13 was already kind of getting loose. Where was the caution, though, that brought... Let's see if we can figure this out. On our wreckage rewind here. There's Dana Shepard into the inside wall. This is out on the racetrack. Oh, last minute there for Kieran Church, I think, in the 2. That's Daniel Holcroft that's trying to avoid that. We had some issues back with Kieran Church. And I'm not exactly sure what happened to him as well. Nonetheless, it brings us back to our live shot. These drivers electing to stay out on the racetrack. Aaron Adcock did come down pit road with Josh Oswald, Brandon Wallace, Chuck Phelps, Dana Shepard getting service to his machine. Ray Rogers, and there's Kieran Church in the 22. He's got damage on the left front of this machine. So that does kind of confirm what we were talking about. Now that we have another opportunity, let's see if we can find another Velocity Motorsports driver. Let's bring up the 78 of Cody Bame. Do you got a copy?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Well, it's going pretty well for you here. Got up to the 2nd position. Looks like you're holding on to it so far. But as we double back up, Cody, I mean, 4 of you are right next to each other. With Kieran Church there, I don't know exactly what happened with Garrett Kinder, but there was a little incident there, and then the very next lap, a caution comes out. What happened there with the 13, and what's going on with you tonight?
I have no idea what happened to Kinder. It just said he disconnected because of upload or packet loss, I guess. But I don't know what caused the caution, honestly. But I don't think I did anything wrong. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, we could go back there, talk about Dana Shepard got loose there off of 4, but for you personally, this is going to be an eventful one. I know that everybody's put in their practice time. Good luck out there tonight. Anybody want to shout out real quick before we go back green?
Yeah, I want to shout out the boys at Velocity, and I want to shout out everybody that runs this league and makes it all happen, and thank you for doing a great broadcast as always.
There is Velocity Motorsports driver Cody Bame as we get set to go back green. Pace car pulls off. And for the second time today, we're going to go back green flag racing for our season finale Apex Cup. Back at it at Homestead. Already seeing a fight here on the outside from Dylan Bates. All over the back bumper of Daniel Pope. He's led, I believe, every single lap here tonight. Spain plays a little bit of defense, trying to rob some air for the front end of that Dark Horse Mustang just behind him. A little brush with the wall there. 94 Whittington also gets a piece of it. Bates able to keep his car off the wall. Working really well for these drivers so far. Cody Bame gets a pretty good entry there into 3 and 4. Not enough to get anywhere though on the inside and try to overtake the 11. But he has pulled away from Dylan Bates a little bit here. Whittington patiently back in the 4th position. These guys all riding the wall. We got side by side just behind him. 27 looked to the inside. The 14 of Carmen. Here comes Chuck Stevens. The 84. He got a win here in the playoff format. Was not eligible for the points, but did snag away a victory. We got a car up in the wall. That's 2nd position. Cody Bame falls back to 3rd now. It happened that quickly out of 4. Wasn't able to get the camera on it. He is loose through the corner here. And the wall riding continues. Nash was sideways through there and bounced it off the outside wall. He's still trying to save that car. And he ends up turning it into the outside wall. Michael Nash back to 15th now. On board. And he got a piece there of the 84 we were just talking about. Cody Bame has also had problems. Caution is out. And one of your playoff contenders for the championship has lost it out of turn 4. All on his own, he loses it, snaps it back to the right. He locks it down pretty good here, keeps it off the wall, but locks it down in reverse. And the 78 somehow keeps it off that inside wall. This is just shy of the stage on lap 30. We're going to pull Aaron Adcock up into the broadcast booth to get an official word. Aaron Adcock, it's Bradley Cooper up in the broadcast booth. Do you got a copy?
I got a copy on you.
Well, does that do it for the stage? I know it's right there on the mark.
No, we'll line them up and we'll still run it out for the stage.
This is going to be like right on the money though for like a 1-lap shootout. So, man, I tell you what, it's been eventful here for these top 4.
Yeah, it has. I was looking at it whenever the stage come out, and I said, yeah, that's still not there.
Yeah.
I was trying to make it to where we could get out of here, but I don't want to change it up here at the end, so that
right.
we'll still have a stage break.
We were about 3/4 of a mile short there for that one. But
That's right.
all right. Well, outside of that, Aaron, I know it's been a fun season, and you've put together all of this, and it's just it's another success here for Sim Hub or not Sim Hub, but Apex and the Sim series. What have you guys put together though for maybe in the future?
Yeah, future plans looking like we're going to run the Xfinity Series cars next season. Still don't have a definite start time yet, but looking like maybe late October, early November, getting the season back started again with the league and all that good stuff. Try to have a little break, not do too quick of a turnaround, and be ready to go come early fall or late fall. So that's kind of the plans we're shooting for right now.
Well, speaking of quick turnarounds, we're going to have a quick turnaround on this yellow flag. We're going to go back green here. Get a quick little shootout here to settle the top 10. Good luck out there, Aaron. Anybody you want to shout out, though, while we have you up here?
Yeah, just all my family, friends, my kids, my girlfriend and her little boy. Gonna see what we can do the rest of the night.
Oh, man, Motorsports driver Aaron Adcock back out here on the racetrack for the season finale. Maybe we'll get to talk to you post-race.
Hope so.
Going to restart here in the 13th position. As we line back up with Daniel Pope on the top spot. 27 laps on this stint. We've got quite a few drivers that are on fresh tires trying to flip this stage. And we're going to go back green with around 3 laps to go. Lap 28. Derek Kinder back out on the racetrack now after that connection issue. Still a chance here for the 13 to get back into this thing. But it's going to take about 10 cautions to get it back on the lead lap. One of those coming up just momentarily. Hopefully he can get back out there and compete for this championship. It's Daniel Pope and Dylan Bates controlling the front row. Noah Carmen and Chuck Stevens. All these drivers on older tires as the green flag comes back out. Daniel Pope out to a great jump into turn 1. Dylan Bates looking to try to lock up this championship as a lot of the playoff top 4 are outside of the top 4. Cody Bame back in the 7th position. Jesse Whittington back in 13th. 2 to go for the stage. Dive to the inside here for Bates. Off the corner, gets a little bit loose. It's going to allow the 84 a big run down the front stretch. One more time around for stage number 1 in the season finale. And the caution comes out. That's going to do it for stage number 1. And there it is. Daniel Pope is going to get it. Caution comes out. That locks it up there for Daniel Pope. Top 10 coming up on the left-hand side of your screen. With Pope, Bates, Stevens, Rogers, Carmen, the top 5. Carlson, Bame, Holcroft, Church, and Feltz. The top 10, Chuck Feltz getting that 10th position. This will bring everybody down pit road this time by. About a quarter of a way through this event. Pit stops under caution at Homestead. Hope leads him in. Some drivers electing to stay out on a little bit fresher tires for the 17. There it is with Daniel Pope down and away for Nash. He's going to win the battle off of pit road. Whittington, really close battle. It looks like the 11 does win that move, though. Whittington gains a few positions. And that sets it back up for the 17 to be the command car. Don't go anywhere. We have more playoff racing for the final race of the season. Apex Sim Cup Series. Back on V-Speed right after this.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Back here live for stage number 2, Apex Sim Racing Cup Series from Homestead, Miami. Aaron Adcock was the command car for this restart. And here we go. Just had a quick word with the driver of the 17. And sideways for a championship into the inside wall. Caution is out on lap 34. Cody Bain with heavy left front damage. Down the back stretch. Still trying to get that car going the right way. The 51 of Ray Rogers was to the inside. It looks like Bain came down the racetrack a little bit here. Let's watch this restart. They're 3 wide going into 1 and 2. One more time as we just got going back green. Maybe we can look at this on board. The 14's perspective. On board with Noah Carmen. With Garrett Kender getting another caution to get a lap back here. He's the only car a lap down. So the 13 will be the lucky pass position. That's one of 8 more that he needs to get back on the lead lap. And the 94 of Jesse Whittington just behind Dylan Bates as we double back up. We took a look on board there with the 94. But a solid day so far for this driver. He started back in 17th, elected not to take a qualifying time. And Chuck Phelps has remained in the top 10. Kieran Church back on the recovery after that damage on the left front. This caution's helping some of these drivers that had problems early get back into this thing. And Aaron Adcock going to hold on to the lead. He will be the command car going into turn 1. Barney the Flagman holds it up. His car out of the way for the 4th time today. Here we go. Back underway from Homestead. There for the 17, sends it a little bit too deep into 3 and 4. Now has Dylan Bates all over the back bumper as they go into 1 and 2. He's not able to find his way around the 17. Had a really good run. He's going to get it again here out of turn 2. A little bit older tires for the 17 car as Michael Nash will now look to the inside. Your stage winner, Daniel Pope, pinned up there near the wall. Almost a slide move there as Aaron Adcock will fall back to 2nd. Bates able to complete the pass through 3 and 4. Kieran Church inside and Chuck Stevens for the 5th position. Top 5 for the 22. He tags the apron a little bit. And we're checking in on your final 4 with the 94 of Whittington. Back here to the 78 of Cody Bame. That is 7th and 10th position as Whittington will get around or try to overtake on the 14 of Noah Cartman. Not able to complete that pass, falls back to 8th. 78 of Bame up to the top 10 riding this high line. Garrett Kender back in the 17th position. On board with the 13, trying to recover the day. Caution is out again. Nash is around down the backstretch. Problems for the 27. Big check up there for the 17 and a loose moment there from Nash. He slides it all the way down the racetrack. It's just so peculiar here on the onboard how this car continues to slide down the racetrack, even though that is mysterious to me how these cars do that. Watch one more time from the blimp camera. Watch this 27 car keep pulling towards the inside wall. That's a strange one for me. 13's loving it though. Garrett Kenner going to get another lap back. Take another short break here from Homestead, Miami. It is a third of the way done here. More coverage continues here on V Speed right after this.
The victory, 128 laps without a pit stop.
Donnie Kite's gonna get through it all and score his first career win.
Saturday Night Racing League and throwback at Charlotte goes to Josh Adams.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Back here live from Homestead as Dylan Bates is taking over the lead. We have a lot of racing left to be done. Not quite at the halfway point. Lap 60. The mark we're going to take. We still have the opportunity for green flag pit stops. A lot of racing going on here from third on back as Kieran Church will look to the inside of Chuck Stevens. On board with Whittington in a 94. And the Church will complete that pass. Dylan Bates holds on to the lead just ahead of him. They're side by side for the top spot here on lap 48. Cody Bain with a black flag. Down pit road here for the 78. Speeding on pit road. He brings it down to pit. He is held. They'll go a couple laps down here. As Dylan Bates and Daniel Pope continue to battle for this top spot. Bates able to get around, crossover from the 11. Loose and he gets out of 2. He hits the wall. Kieran Church is going to take over the top spot. Dylan Bates cuts him a break there not to get into him. We're not even at the halfway point yet. Instant replay. Let's go back and look at what happened to the 11. He's going to try this crossover out of 4 and watch this through 1 and 2. Slides up the racetrack, off the exit of the corner, all over the place, into the outside wall. It just hands the lead over to Kieran Church, who's trying to break the draft right now. Loose off the exit of turn 2 from the 22. He had the same issue, didn't get into the wall, was able to hold on to it, but the 91 is going to be coming off of turn 4. Actually, kind of contemplate, I would slide up the racetrack and take the air off the nose in that 91. He's going to get a really good run here out of turn 2 and get to the lead. That is a teammate, makes sense, but man. Bates could run away with this now. To the 14 and Noah Carmen try to work the outside. It's Michael Nash who kept it off the wall just enough there a moment ago. We saw the same thing with Cody Bain. Bain is now 2 laps down after his speeding penalty. There's Garrett Kender. We keep checking on this top 4 and points coming into tonight. Kender needs about 7 more cautions to get back on this lead lap. Started on the pole here tonight. The race has not went well for him. Well, it's a perfect opportunity as we are approaching that halfway mark. Let's find those volume knobs. Oh, a car sideways down on the apron. No caution. That's Chuck Stevens. It does bring out a yellow. And right on cue with about the time we were going to get loud, the 84 loses it out of turn 2. Down the backstretch he slides. And our 6th yellow of the night. Yes, it is. Go back in time here a little bit on the replay. You'll see it here through 1 and 2. Just gets loose again out of the exit. Locks it down. Church stays out on the racetrack. Brandon Wallace going to come out in the 4th position. 9 positions gained now for the 99. Dylan Bates just behind. Looks like Wallace with a fuel-only stop. Daniel Pope, quite a few others coming down pit road. Kieran Church will be the command car for this next restart. We have another opportunity to bring a driver up into the broadcast booth. And we're going to pull up the driver of the number 94, Jesse Whittington. Jesse, I tell you what, this race has been eventful. We were talking pre-race there about the over and under on cautions, but I don't think anybody predicted this. It's been very loose out here tonight.
Yeah, no, I definitely wasn't expecting this. Well, I'll be honest. I saw how loose people were getting in practice, but I figured people would be backing it down in time for the race. But, you know, just going to have to go out here and try to make the best of what we got.
It looks like a handful out there. I know that with the long run tempo that you were trying to approach in this race tonight, do you feel like you have anything for him if this race does go green?
Oh, whenever we had that 15-lap run, I was already starting to chase people back down. So I really feel like, you know, if we can get past that 15, 20-lap mark, then I got a chance. But I just need some green flag laps.
Well, good luck out there, Jesse. I know we're getting double back up, getting ready to go green. Hopefully we can find out this championship as it's kind of coming down to you and Dylan Bates. Good luck out there.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Have a great rest of your night.
Jesse Whittington in the 94. Here we go for another restart. Pace car out of the way. Kieran Church, the command car. Lap 60 at the halfway mark. Let's do it now. Let's Get Loud, presented by Firestorm Racing. loud here on a Sunday night as we watch the side-by-side battle for the lead. Dylan Bates back to the point as he gets around Michael Nash. Top spot now goes to the 91. A 3/10 back here. The stage winner back up to third as they'll go to the inside. Caution is out again. Car sideways as Dana Shepard on the backstretch, just to the entry of 3. Sideways down the back straightaway. Turn 2 has been treacherous all night. Kiss on the wall there. And Dana Shepard triggering another yellow here on lap 67. One more time from our aerial coverage. Another caution here for Garrett Kinder to get back on the lead lap. He had Cody Bame. That's also a lap down in the 78. It's going to interfere with this a little bit. Looks like he's going to stay out on the racetrack. Garrett Kinder comes down pit road here. Bill Bates staying out. Or racing coverage to continue here on V Speed. We have plenty of Apex Sim Racing. It's 2/3 of the way through, almost. Season finale continues to get hectic. Don't go anywhere here on V Speed. Apex Sim right after this. Green flag back out here on lap number 70. Dylan Bates, the command car, as we come back live from Homestead. Michael Nash, Jesse Whittington, side-by-side back here with Noah Carmen on the outside. Aaron Adcock down to the bottom. This is for the 4th position. As Carmen will hold on to it. Chuck Stevens just behind that. With a save 22.75. On board with him, Chuck Phelps. Looking 3 wide here through 3 and 4. Just a moment there. I thought the 75 was going to get up there to P7. Racing continues. Driving that lower line, not working out so far for Phelps. Car up in the wall there. That was the 11 of Pope, I believe. Aaron Adcock hemorrhaging some positions as well. Back to 5th now. A little bit older tires. Michael Nash, who's on 29 laps on this stint. He's held off Whittington so far. Kieran Church in the background. A little bit loose here. Coming off of turn 2. We've already seen that with the 22 once tonight. Will allow the 51 of Ray Rogers back around. Phelps on the outside, or inside rather, of the 11. To his door. Can he send it into turn 1? 11 tags the wall. He'll stay to the door down the backstretch. They're still holding the lead as Whittington looks for 2nd. Championship on the line, right in front of the 94 Whittington. Well, touch with the wall there from Nash. Those older tires starting to show. A fantastic job there from the 27. So far, still in the top 5. 3rd position back now. On fresher tires with Carmen, Adcock, and Stevens. Even fresher tires for Daniel Pope, but it hasn't mattered as much here. And we'll look at the last time they were down pit road. Lap 59 for Whittington and Bates. Lap 44 for Nash. Not sure that that's correct there. We actually have on the stint 33 laps for Nash, so it doesn't quite add up. He's got, at least on my telemetry, older tires than the guys in the top 3. Carmen's going to go by on the outside, so I don't know exactly. Lap 44, I guess, here for Nash compared to where we are now. The numbers aren't quite adding up. It does prove, though, that he is on older tires. So the drivers up front now, rising to the top, definitely showing 19 laps on the stint here. The car sideways for Aaron Adcock. He had 34, 35 laps of Michael Nash going by on the outside. Adcock got really loose there out of 4. He's able to hold on to it. But for how much longer? As he continues to bleed away positions back to 7th. Bates in a 1.2-second lead over Jesse Whittington. On board with the 94. It does not look like Jesse Whittington can chase him down right now. We're back here at Noah Carmen, around 40 laps to go. That puts some of these drivers in a weird position. If you've been out there for 37 laps, and the caution is out, it's Kieran Church down the backstretch. It doesn't matter now. Whatever I was about to say about pit strategy is wiped off the map. Garrett Kinder is going to get another one of those laps back. Again, out of turn 2. And I think we should check this racetrack for oil out of that exit. It has been the same turn every time. Self-spin there from Velocity Motorsports driver Kieran Church. Back to 13th and brings everybody down pit road this time by. Oh, Carmen with a fuel-only stop. They only have 3 tire sets available in the pits. Daniel Pope on 15-lap old tires now. He's actually a little bit older tires than that, as he had last time by only came in for fuel. Chuck Stevens has fresher tires than the 11 as we get set for this restart. Already in fuel conservation mode. The driver of the 84. It was a fuel strategy race that he won there in the playoffs just a few weeks ago. $17 cars still on this racetrack as Garrett Kinder is only 6 laps down now from pit road. He'll come back out on the racetrack. He's still got time. Doubling back up. Race recap on your screen with 8 cautions, 8 lead changes. Pace car out of the way. Lights are on here at Homestead. Temperature has come down tremendously. Racetrack working its way down. 79 degrees, partly cloudy. Doesn't matter now. There's no sunlight. And the green flag is out. Will this track grip up a little bit? Right now, as it sits, Dylan Bates looking like he's going to lock up a championship. Jesse Whittington trying to chase him down. Cody Bain back on the lead lap, all over the back bumper of Dana Shepard. This would be a comeback if the 78 can find his way to these top spots. We had some damage earlier in this race. So right on board with him. Again, the final four with Bates, Bame, and Whittington and Kinder coming into tonight. Side by side for the lead. For a moment out of two. So Bates has come to play here today. He has put the practice in. He has the car. The 11 gets loose on his own. He's going to send it back into traffic. Avoidance there from the 27, but he hits the wall anyway. Hard impact for Nash. And cars scrambling around to avoid it. The 44 of Shepard into the wall. And a popped engine for the 27. The 11 has a moment there through 3 and 4. That car just snaps free. Wreckage rewind on board. He touches the wall and it's sideways from there. Was on board with Brandon Wallace trying to avoid that. One more time here as we try to figure out what happened to Dana Shepard. Not really sure what happened to Dana Shepard. Little lock up there on the front, I guess. We still have some things to sort out here for Apex Sim. Don't go anywhere. More coverage will continue. The Apex Sim Racing season finale on the Cup Series. We're doubling back up, but we're going to take another brief break. More coverage on V-Speed right after this. shadows.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com. Racing.
Back here live as Dylan Bates continues to lead Jesse Whittington by half a second in the closing laps of this event. Around 25 to go. Continuing to pull away. Chuck Phelps moving to the inside of Brandon Wallace for 6th position. He'll get that spot away. It's been a great day here for Chuck Phelps. On board. Elliot Carlson, Ray Rogers, car sideways in the background. Daniel Pope into the inside wall. No caution. Sideways by himself again here. Just air off the right side, slides it to the inside wall. Hard impact and damage there for the 11. Even more damage on those pit barrels as he comes down. Daniel Pope with a black flag. Looks like his day is done. On board with your leader, Dylan Bates, pulling away 1.2 seconds. Whittington gets another brush with the wall in the background there. Can he chase down the 91? Eric Kinder 5 laps down, hoping for another caution. One of those drivers that's in the top 4 for the points. A 13 car needs 5 more yellows to get back into this thing after a connection issue. Otherwise, it is over with. That's the number 1 of Josh Oswald just in front of him here. They just dwindled down a couple tenths. Whittington showing some speed. Here comes Cody Bain to the outside, and Noah Clarman for the top 5. Brush with the wall there from the 78. Colts back to 8th now. Car sideways just in front of him. That was the 14 of Noah Clarman who holds on down the front stretch. Close call there for Phelps. Last lap times coming up on the left-hand side of your screen. Whittington, a tenth faster, roughly. He's going to need a little bit more than that as you look at the interval. Just over a full second. Whittington's going to have to shave off 9/10. Last time by again. It was only a few hundredths of a second for the 94. Dylan Bates trying to run away with this championship. Whittington looking pretty fast here. Our line seems to be working so far. That last time by, another full 10th. Ray Rogers riding in third back from the 10th position. Excellent day here for the Ryobi 51. Had problems early in this race. It looks like he has it figured out to finish it off. Take the season on a high note. Whittington now down to around half a second. He is gaining so much time on that high line. And Bates could be saving his tires for when the 94 gets there. "15 laps to go, crossing the stripe." Championship on the line with the final four. Ray Rogers giving a little bit of a fit here. Aaron Adcock a little bit sideways through the entry of one. Bates, Whittington, Rogers, the top three. There's another one of the top four in points, top four on the racetrack. Cody Bame. He was a couple laps down at some point in this race. Garrett Kinder still trying to get back on the lead lap. Dylan Bates leading this event with 4/10. It's dwindled down even more, now choosing the high line. Top three could throw a blanket over it, but we're running out of time. We're approaching 10 laps to go. Whittington into the outside wall. He was catching up to Bates there for a moment, but last time by, identical lap times. I think Bates starting to rob that line has hindered Whittington from gaining any more ground, but in the wall here for the 91. He's starting to feel the pressure. And a sin here to the inside. 11 laps left. Jesse Whittington has the championship right in front of him. If he can get around Dylan Bates, he'll send it again to 3 and 4. The Nubwo 94 has found his line to the bottom. He's doing just good enough to keep the pressure on Dylan Bates. He'll be back on the rear bumper. To the inside, got the call there. I think Whittington can have him with 2 or 3 to go. If he drives it hard onto the inside, he can pull that slide job and maybe hold him off on the outside. Another look to the bottom. Lap 113 underway. We're ticking them down. Not very many laps left in this season. Bates is just trying to hold on. Outside line works out of 2. 91 pulls back out to 2/10. Send back to the bottom. It's the only line he's going to give him, but he gets loose in 3 and 4. So does the 94. Whittington loses it. And this might be it. But as they got loose, Ray Rogers finds his way to the inside. It's not over yet. Cody Bayman's around. Jesse Whittington falls all the way back to 5th. And Ray Rogers has the lead with around 6 to go. It's all falling apart for these playoff drivers. What is going on here on this racetrack? Right here out of the corner, you watch him get loose. It's going to be coming out of 3 and 4 where you're going to see it. Coming up on 5 to go. Got a little bit loose there out of 2. But Whittington's going to lose it as well. Watch this send to the inside. And that was the opportunity. To go now, 4 to go, crossing the stripe. Ray Rogers with a half-second lead. He's been patiently sitting back here to win this race. These drivers so caught up with one another in the playoffs that Ray Rogers has snuck up and taken the lead away. He only has to go around this racetrack 3 1/4 more times. Looking like Dylan Bates might have this championship just locked up here. We'll have to get official word with how everything's settled out. The top 4 in points still right on top of one another. No mistakes can be made from Dylan Bates for this championship. As Cody Bame rides the 94 up to the outside wall. He gets around him. A send to the inside from Whittington. He's going to pull the same slide job maneuver, but he hits the wall. And a crossover back here from Bame. Ray Rogers takes the white flag one more time around at Homestead, the season finale. Bates has got it in second position. Nobody's going to touch him unless he makes his own mistake. And Ray Rogers is in the same boat to get a win this season. 51 car into 3 and 4. The championship on the line for Dylan Bates just behind him. Ray Rogers at Homestead is going to be victorious, and Dylan Bates is going to lock up the championship. Apex Cup Series champion with Dylan Bates and the number 91 taking his parade lap. And that's what you get when I have to type things in manually. There he is, race winner. Just bringing it down pit road. No burnout celebration for the 51 at all. Congratulations to Dylan Bates. Congratulations to Ray Rogers. Post-race interviews with your top three and that champion in just a moment's time. Let's take a quick commercial break. It's been a long season. Back with more coverage right after this.
is going to take the victory 128 laps without a pit stop.
Donnie Kite's going to get through it all and score his first career win.
Saturday Night Racing League and throwback at Charlotte goes to Josh Adams. back here for the playoffs, the final race of Apex Cup, and the season finale. Homestead Miami Speedway put on a great show, and it's Dylan Bates that becomes your champion. Finds a way to hold on to it. It was definitely an eventful one. Guys getting loose out of turn 2. We saw that a lot here tonight. Congratulations to Dylan Bates on his second place finish in this race and his championship overall. Ray Rogers is going to be victorious here tonight. He wins the full event for 120 laps. Final results up on your screen. Your stage winner with the 11 of Daniel Pope. He took an early exit here tonight, but there's your top 3. 2 of the top 4 drivers coming into the points here tonight. Cody Bain, and how about that to get back up there to a top 3 finish. Chuck Feltz with a top 5. I see you, Chuck. 75 car definitely was on point here tonight from 17th up to 4th. He gains 12 spots for this top 5. Jesse Whittington, 5th place finish, top 5. Valiant effort for him. He tried to win this championship, and tell you what, Aaron Adcock, Noah Carmen, everybody here. Brandon Wallace, Josh Oswald, Chuck Stevens, the top 10. Fantastic show for those guys. Elliot Carlson is going to finish 11th after starting in 7th. Then it's going to go to Dana Shepard, a top 5 start. 12th place finish. Daniel Holcroft finishes in 13th. Kieran Church did not elect to start this race here tonight. He gets a late race grid. He'll finish in 14th. Garrett Kinder never could recover there from that connection issue. He lost contact with the server after starting on the pole, got a little bit loose, lost the connection, and fell back to 15th. He got a few of those laps back. He was 10 laps down at one point in this race, just not enough cautions to get the 13 back on the lead lap. Daniel Pope will finish in 16th, and it's Michael Nash with an early exit, 32 laps down to round out your field. With that, though, it's time to bring up the rest of these points battle drivers, and we can go through the list as much as you want, but the first one we're going to bring up here is your race winner, Garrett Kinder, and Ray Rogers, actually. Garrett Kinder was in there, and I just don't know why I read that, but Ray Rogers is deafened and muted here. So, Ray Rogers, whenever you have a moment to turn on those microphones, we'll pull you back up here. I guess somebody needs to let Ray Rogers know that he is deafened and muted completely during his post-race interviews. We're going to start at our season champion, and it's going to be Dylan Bates. Dylan, I talked to you pre-race there, and I know that this race was not a guarantee. It seemed like you guys were fighting amongst yourselves for most of this thing, just trying to find out where those guys in the top 4 were running all night long. And then it felt like the pressure intensified once you had a few of them right behind you.
Yeah, absolutely. It kind of played out exactly how I anticipated, kind of coming down to who could save the most tire at the end. And Jesse's a master at making me push just hard enough to burn it up and then kind of pouncing at the end. He's done that a few times this year. He's very good at that. And then throw Ray Rogers in the mix. He's the long run king. So I had 2 of those guys breathing down my neck. It was going to be hard to hold on to.
When you go back to saving those tires, you kind of changed up your line later in the run. Once Whittington had caught up to you, he had Ray Rogers right behind him. He was running that low line after you had moved up the racetrack. But when you were a full second ahead of him, it just kind of seemed like you were running whatever line you wanted to save those tires.
Yeah, it seemed like I could run the bottom better early in the run, and I was just kind of watching my split to him and seeing how far ahead I was. And as soon as I saw him start closing in, I told myself I was going to jump to the top and use the tire that I did have, because I feel like it can defend a little bit better up there, and it's really hard to make a pass on somebody who's running the top here. So I just was hoping I could keep my momentum up, and fortunately I made a bobble at the exact same time he made a bobble, and his was a little worse, and it worked out.
Yeah, it just happened there out of turn 4. You'd made a mistake, and he made one right after that. but then it brings Cody Bain. Ray Rogers takes full advantage of the situation, patiently waiting behind you guys. Again, it goes back to, I think you guys just fighting amongst yourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't like playoff racing at all, but it definitely generates a really good race like that. There's a lot of storylines and makes it exciting and very nerve wracking.
Well, nerves aside, you are officially the champion. You can put this one another notch in the belt there. It's just phenomenal to see what it all came down to. And with the different variety of leaders this season, there was no guarantee. I mean, we had how many different winners this season to put it all down, and you kind of got hot after the midway point.
Yeah, absolutely. We kind of found our groove with this car and kind of figured out the tire strategy and how to play these races. It's even though these races aren't full length cup races, they're very strategy based, and you've got to be very careful on when you're pitting for fuel, when you're taking tires, and it's there's a lot of thinking that's going on behind the wheel.
We're actually looking at the moment here. I think back out of turn 4 where you got a little bit loose, and we're watching Whittington get loose to your inside. I don't even know what to say other than just, thank goodness. I have nothing else.
That was the race saver. I don't know what he had left. If he would have cleared me there, if I could have got wound back up and got back by him on the outside, I don't know. It would have been a barn burner, I think.
Well, Dylan, I know there's a lot of people that put you on the racetrack this season. Velocity Motorsports has been rather supportive. Everybody in your corner putting you on this racetrack tonight and through the season. Go ahead and thank those folks while we have you up here one last time for Apex.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just can't thank Apex enough for putting this league on, and all the guys over here, Aaron and Chuck and Bubba and you guys for broadcasting it, and just everybody involved there. Yeah, I can't thank Velocity Motorsports enough. And I told him I was going to dedicate it to him if I won it, but we got to dedicate the championship to Jason Lottridge.
Jason Lottridge holding up that trophy, and we again we gotta say, Dylan, any shout out that you have out there. I'm still off on the lore here, so I don't even know what that means. So if you could explain that one time here for me up in the broadcast booth.
Well, Lottridge has been running this league this year, and he had some things not quite go his way, and he caught a suspension from this league for a little bit. So I told him if we got the championship, we dedicated to him.
There you go. So now that I know, I might have overstepped my boundaries here as being neutral as a broadcaster, but Dylan, we appreciate it, and we look forward to another season here at Apex when that time comes. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Dylan Bates, season champion here for Apex Sim Cup, and we have more drivers to talk to. Let's finally bring up your race winner, Ray Rogers, as he has found the mute button here. Ray, you just sit back and let these guys make mistakes. You were patient. You followed the lines. You took the air wherever it was and let these guys race each other to death, and you took the win.
Yeah, I wasn't even going to try to pass them. I knew they were racing for a championship, so I was just back. I was riding with them. I mean, they were fast. It wasn't like I could just go around them anytime, but I was just waiting for them to make a mistake, really, because I couldn't do anything with them. And all I seen was Jesse go one way and Dylan go to the other way, and it parted seas. And I was like, okay, I guess I'm going to go then.
Yeah, they make a mistake both at the same time. Again, it goes back to they are racing amongst themselves for this championship. You're quietly sitting back, trying not to interfere with that, and it took care of itself. You become another winner here this season, right at the tail end.
Yeah, I like this track, and I fell short, championship. That's okay though. Congrats to Dylan on that. But it's all good. I love the racing part of it, so it really doesn't matter. I enjoy it.
Well, Ray, I know that we've talked to you a lot here in these previous weeks. You've been kind of heating up a little bit here as of late, and top threes coming your way. Another win to start off the season next year, maybe.
Yeah. I hurt myself a lot of times throughout the season because I don't qualify, so I really don't get the stage points like a lot of the guys do. So I kind of put myself in a hole throughout the season, and then when it comes down to it, almost rely on a win to move on. So it didn't happen, but it's all good. I enjoy the racing with these guys. Had a lot of fun this year.
Well, finally, Ray, this is the point in the broadcast where we want to ask you to thank all these people. I know there's a lot of them back there that are in your corner, and I mean, go ahead and shout anybody out, anybody new that we've never heard before.
Well, you probably haven't heard me thank my wife. She allows me to puts up with me in here, doing this, and while she's in there watching TV and I'm yelling. So thanks to her for letting me, do this. But there's really not a whole lot. It's just, the guys here that I race with every week, and appreciate you guys coming out here and making the races more exciting to go back and watch. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Ray Rogers, man, a few words sometimes. We're working on that. You thank the right people, though. The wife is always what I start with, too. So well played there, Ray. And you know what? Go back and say, hey, turn off the TV for a second and watch the end of this V-Speed broadcast. I want to race, and she'll thank you for that, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely, man.
Ray Rogers wins here tonight at Homestead. We'll see you next season, buddy.
Thank you, man. You guys have a good night.
And finally, it's our third place finisher, Cody Bame, and the number 78. And Cody, man, it just, I don't know. It seemed like there was domino after domino here tonight. When you go back to how many cautions we had, guys getting loose off of turn 2, kind of put you in a good scenario, though. You had a mistake there in the mid-race, and then here you go. You recover to a top 3. I think that puts you second or third. It's going to be kind of close here with the stage points, but I think officially I can say probably second in points to finish the night out.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how the points shake out, but yeah, I kind of just screwed up literally right after I got done talking to you. I think you might have cursed me, and then I spun out like an idiot, and then I don't know. I tried going 3 wide, wrecked with Ray. I'm glad he rebounded and had a great finish. And then I think the next under caution, I don't know, I bumped my shifter and just spun it out and wrecked a bunch of cars under caution. So that was cool. But yeah, just another Sunday night.
Just another Sunday night. And, the curse of the commentator is a real thing. For anybody that doesn't believe it, I think I've pulled you up in previous seasons over at the ORRL league, and almost immediately the 78 car would have a problem as soon as I would talk to you or put the camera on you. I don't know what it was, but I tried not to do that this season. I don't know why it always happens to you.
I don't know. Well, the thing is, I screw up a lot, so I mean, you're more likely to, end up jinxing me than anybody else, I think. But overall, I mean, happy. I'm happy Dylan got the win. Or got the championship. I mean, he deserved it. He ran great all year. Him and Jesse, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, they pretty much dominated. So if anybody besides one of them would have won it, almost kind of, I don't know, kind of wouldn't have felt right. But really glad one of those guys got it.
Well, you had a victory this season as well, and you put yourself into the top 4. It was kind of a lukewarm water here when the playoffs started, but you kept pointing your way in. You were consistent enough. You say you make a lot of mistakes, but you really buckled down. You focused and you put together a great season.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with it because I haven't really run the next gens a whole lot, so just getting used to them was a huge learning curve. I mean, these cars are so, I don't know. I still don't really like them, to be honest, but I mean, they're just such a different beast, and just the way that you can't get them the least bit sideways or else you're wrecking. I'm kind of started to get the hang of it. I was really surprised I ran. I had speed at Homestead. It's usually one of my worst tracks, but felt like I had good speed for the most of the race, and just I just needed to not screw up. And maybe if those guys would have taken each other out, I could have, absolutely undeservedly stole one.
Well, it makes for good TV when something like that happens. Makes my life a lot easier when I can yell things out that shouldn't happen. And it makes the ratings go up at V-Speed. So maybe next year we can maybe come up with a script here, Cody, to make that happen. But I know that there's going to be other instances where I see you on the racetrack, and there's going to be other times where we have you up here in the broadcast booth. Another top 3. Go ahead and shout out anybody you have in mind while we have you up here one more time.
Yeah, I want to shout out the VMS cheerleader, Jason Lottridge. He's no longer with us, in the league, but he's with us in spirit. I want to shout out everybody at VMS for, just being good guys. And I mean, the whole league, this whole league's a bunch of good guys. We race really hard, and, nobody takes it too seriously, but we all have a good time. And I want to shout Apex out for, doing all they do, and you guys for the great broadcast as always.
Well, that is twice now that I've heard the name Jason Lottridge, and Dylan Bates explained to me what was going on there. I almost immediately regretted asking that question. It's a Sunday night. That's what it is. It's summertime. Go enjoy it. I know we're going to have some time off here before the next season. So, Cody, appreciate you coming up here in the broadcast booth, and I look forward to anything else we have you on. Hey, just so you know, and I'm gonna shamelessly plug it. V-Speed Invitational, 2nd annual, coming up the 2nd week of July. So hope to see you there as well.
Yeah, give me some details, and I'll definitely look into it for sure.
Absolutely, going to post that in all of the Discords for any league that's broadcasted on V-Speed. It will be available to you, and hope to see you there. Thank you again for your time.
Thank you.
Cody Bain, 3rd place finisher. It's going to get 2nd or 3rd in points. Not exactly sure how this is all going to work out, but it's looking like 2nd in points. I think there's enough spots there with Chuck Phelps getting in between Jesse Whittington and Cody Bain. We'll have to get the official word on that. But outside of that is another great race and another end to a season here on V-Speed. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's action. If you did, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We have plenty of more racing. We got some stuff coming up here on Monday night with the Truck Series finishing up their season. They're in playoff time as well for Racing Revolution in the Coastal Financial Truck Series. Then Wednesday night, I've got some events. I know Eddie has got a lot going on with Goat Locker through the Summer Series. 87s tomorrow night. You can catch us here. BTDY also starting off another season. I think it's 15 seasons now for BTDY. Everybody here at V-Speed, Adam Baker for everything he does in the background and the broadcast that he puts on, making these overlays look really sweet. Our other producers, Morgan Cook, Eddie Smith, Logan Threlkel, Christian Hill, and Lucas Lyons. As Bradley Cooper saying so long for the end of the season. Apex Cup is done. We'll see you next time, Tuesday night at 8:30. Until then, stay tracking, everybody.